What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Stats Sealy, back with another banging video, man. On today's episode, I'm gonna be doing a review of the Smith&Wesson MMP 2.0. I'm just playing, man. This is the blue training gun, man. There it is, man. Let me open it up. No, for real though, we're gonna be doing the review of our department issued Smith&Wesson MMP 2.0 department issued pistol, man. That is today's episode. Alright, so right off the top, what comes in the box, man? It comes with your typical gun stuff, man. You have your typical lock, typical paperwork. It comes with 3 magazines. I don't have the magazines in here. It's in my duty belt. It comes with 3 17-round magazines. Smith&Wesson 17 rounds. It comes with 4 alternative different backstops, so you can grip the gun, so you can have a better grip. If you have bigger hands, you can put the big fat one. If you got small hands, you can put the small one. And this is the part that's going to be replaced right here. Just kick that out. Just turn this knob, pull this out, and then you just slide it out, man. You just slide it out. You just pick out whichever grip you want, slide it back in, slide this back in, and turn. And that's how easy and fast it is to change out your grip, man. All right, so that's basically it. We got the grips. Let me go ahead and put these back in here. Got all the different types of grips that you can change, and like I said, it's special. There's nothing special about the box. It's just a regular box case that comes with the Smith&Wesson. Says Smith&Wesson MMP 2.0 right here, so you guys can see it. There's the MMP logo right here. Nothing special about that. All right, so let's jump right into it, man. Make sure verify it's empty. All right, so what do I think about the Smith&Wesson MMP? Honestly, I wasn't the biggest Smith&Wesson fan for a while. I wasn't a big Smith&Wesson fan. I was never a fan of Smith&Wessons. I always hated their triggers. There was just so much things about the Smith&Wesson that I just wasn't feeling. But I have to say, like I said, in the past, I've never been a fan of Smith&Wessons. I wasn't a fan of the Smith&Wessons. I wasn't a fan of the design of their pistols, the ergonomics. I wasn't a fan of the triggers. It was just a lot of things about the Smith&Wessons that I was never really a big fan of. I just didn't like Smith&Wesson. I mean, out of all the big names, Smith&Wesson was probably like one of my least favorite gun companies for years, up until recently. So y'all, as you guys know, you know, I'm in the police academy, going through the process where it feels, I hope we're in the middle, where it feels like we're almost in the halfway point and everything. And so last week we got issued our department issued firearms. Like I said, it is a Smith&Wesson MMP 2.0, and this is how it comes furnished. This is how it comes dressed up, man. It comes with the RMR Type 2. It comes with the, I believe these are the Ameriglow suppressor height sights. It comes with the Streamlight TLR-1 HL. I can never remember the nomenclature for this light, man. I always butcher it up. I call it everything else but what it is. But it is the TLR-1 HL, man. Streamlight. What do I think about the Smith&Wesson MMP? Honestly, man, I'm super impressed. I'm super impressed with how it shoots. I'm super impressed with how it handles. I'm super impressed with how accurate it is. Like I'm like legit impressed with it. I'm super impressed with how it shoots, how it handles. I'm super impressed how it feels. Once you change out the back strap and you put it to fit your hand, it has a natural feel to it. Now, one of the things that I did notice after shooting this thing for a week straight, several thousand rounds every day for a week straight, is that the grip texture is super aggressive. It's like, you know, that thing had my hands, like, I had my pinky like just super bruised and sore. The grip texture is super aggressive, but in a duty pistol, that's a good thing because you want it to be super aggressive. So if you're sweating, you got blood on your hands, you know, it get wet somehow or whatever, you're not going to lose this grip because the grip texture is so aggressive. So it takes a little getting used to. Like I said, I've been shooting this for about a week, and the corner, the little lines of my fingers is super sore. They're still sore just from shooting it. So like I said, it's gonna get some getting used to. You could probably put some softer grip tape on there if you want to, if it's too aggressive for you, but it's super aggressive. So that's just one thing. If you're gonna get your Smith&Wesson M&P, if you haven't already got one, because they're not new to the market, but if you're thinking about them, just understand that the grip texture is super aggressive. It feels almost like sandpaper when you first grip it. It feels a little bit better in my hand now, like I said, after shooting it for about a week. And it feels pretty good. One of the things that I like about this Smith&Wesson M&P 2.0, I actually like the slide design. When I first saw the slide serrations in it, I wasn't a big fan. I wasn't a big fan of the little wavy looks or anything, but I don't know if it just grew on me. I don't know if it just grew on me because, you know, I've been shooting it for like a week straight or whatever, but it actually feels pretty good too in your hand. It doesn't feel too aggressive. You can always get a good grip on it no matter how I gripped it. I was always able to rack the slide and do reloads with no problems. So I never had any problems doing any reloads with this. It feels, like I said, the serrations, the design is actually pretty good. Like I said, no matter how I try to grab it, no matter how, even with my left hand when we had to do support hand drills, I was able to rack this thing with no problem, man. So the serrations are actually pretty decent. They're actually pretty good. You know, I'm super impressed with the serrations and how they work and how they feel, you know, actually manipulating the weapon and, you know, just using it and just shooting it and just doing drills and doing a whole bunch of different tactical drills for a week straight. It's actually pretty good. Like, I have no complaint with the functionality of this pistol. Honestly, it shoots really good. One of the good unique features, one of the cool unique features about our department issue pistol is that on the slide right here on top, it has our department badge logo on there. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to pick that up or not, but it has our department badge logo. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So, you know, that's how you know it's a department issued gun. I can't say this is my pistol. I mean, it's my issued pistol, but it's not my pistol. It's department pistol. But it's pretty good, man. It feels pretty good. It feels pretty natural. So shooting this thing all week, man, it has a very natural point of aim. It feels natural when you shoot this thing. It feels natural when you point this thing. I don't have a lot of negative things to say about this pistol, honestly. Like, for a polymer frame, it's a polymer frame striker fire pistol. The barrel length is 4.2 inches long. It's a good duty pistol. I'm very surprised, you know. At first I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna carry that. I'm gonna try to carry my staccato for duty. But honestly, after shooting this thing for a week and running it through all the tactical courses that we've been doing all week with it, I'm like, okay, it's a good pistol. It's a good duty pistol. And I don't think, I mean, if I had a choice to carry this and my staccato, I probably would still prefer to carry my staccato, I'm not gonna lie. But this is actually a good duty gun to carry. I personally think that I would feel comfortable carrying this for duty every day. I mean, it's a very capable handgun. Like I said, I'm super impressed. I'm super impressed with how this gun fired. I'm super impressed with how this gun handled, how it functioned, how it just everything that we threw at it, it ran through it with no issues. Zero malfunction. The only issues that we've ever had was probably like, I think maybe like 2 or 3 rounds that, you know, it probably had like a light primer strike and the round didn't go off, and so I had to do like a quick combat reload or whatever. But other than that, there was no malfunctions with this firearm, and we ran some dirty Winchesters through it, you know what I'm saying? And we had to induce our own malfunctions to do malfunction drills. So we've been firing this for about a week, fired, I would say, a couple thousand rounds through this thing in the last week, and we still have another week to go, so it's going to get another couple thousand rounds through it. Yeah, I mean, this thing is a monster, man. It's a good firearm, especially for duty. I was skeptical before I shot it. I was super skeptical about it. I didn't think this was going to be a good duty pistol, because for me, Smith&Wesson just wasn't making, you know, like pistols, you know what I'm saying, like they used to, like the revolvers. You know, Smith&Wesson makes awesome revolvers, you know what I'm saying? Their revolvers are on point. But when it came to like automatic pistols, you know, semi-automatic pistols, you know, the duty pistols, to me, they just weren't it, and they were behind the game for a while. You know, Glock came in and took over for a while when it came to duty pistols. So I'm glad to see Smith&Wesson came back with a polymer striker fire pistol to compete with the Glock, and I think it's a good Glock competition gun. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think it's a good competition gun for the Glock. Like, you know, I think it gives the Glock a run for the money, honestly. So like I said, so far no issues, haven't had any issues with them, zero problems, zero malfunctions. Like I said, we have to induce our own malfunctions in order to do malfunction drills. So that's pretty cool. That's a good thing to know. It just kind of set on my brain because, like I said, I was a little bit worried about having to carry a Smith&Wesson for a duty pistol. And so after, like I said, after shooting it for like the last week, and we still got next week, we're going to shoot it again all week, doing some more tactical drills and some night training and stuff like that. I'm super impressed, and I feel confident carrying this gun for duty. Like, I didn't think I was going to, I honestly didn't think I was going to feel that way about this gun. Honestly, I didn't think I was going to, I was just like, this is not it. But I changed my mind. I'm now a believer of the striker fire polymer Smith&Wesson pistol, man. It's a beast. It's, you know what I'm saying, it's a beast. So those are all the good things about the Smith&Wesson. Like I said, it has a good natural grip, a natural point of aim. When you just draw it, it just have that natural point of aim. It feels good. My middle finger, because of the grip texture, is so aggressive that when I grip on it and I press out, it just feels like it's just getting like sanded. It just feels like it's just getting like grinded because of grip texture, and that's a good thing because the gun is not going to move in your hand when you shoot this. The grip texture is so aggressive. When you shoot that thing, it's not going anywhere. You feel every piece of it. My hand, the palm of my hand, is like, it feels like it's bruised. You know what I'm saying? Because we shot this so much. But it's real good. I like the way how the grip and the slide, I like how it's just well aligned. It just has a natural point of aim. It feels pretty good. I love the suppressor height sights on there. The Amerigo, the Trijicon Type 2. You guys already know the Trijicons is the beast, man. I mean, these things are damn near bulletproof, man. So I wasn't too sure about having a Streamlight on the duty pistol, but we're gonna be doing our night courses on next week, so we're gonna see how that goes, and I'll let you guys know. But so far, I mean, like I said, we haven't used it that much yet. We have our night courses next week. So like I said, I'll do an update review on what I think about the TLR1HL. I need to do a review on this. So I guess once we shoot the night course, then I'll go ahead and do the review on the Streamlight TLR1HL duty light. And I'll give you guys an update and let you know what I think, man. But anyways, what else can I talk about? The mag release. The mag release have a little bit of grip texture also. I haven't had any issues trying to drop this. I do wish it was extended out just a little bit more, because it's kind of flush mounted to the frame right here. It's not bad. I just wish it would just extend it out just a little bit, just so I can have that, just so I can know for a fact that, you know what I'm saying. But I haven't had any issues with reloading on it, but I just wish that this was extended out a little bit more, the mag release. The slide stop, it's not the greatest. It's better than the Glock factory's slide stops, because I always have to put extended slide stops on every one of my Glock pistols, because I can never hit that slide stop. But it's there. It's good. It takes a little bit of getting used to. You gotta get some training in with it, but it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. I just wish it was, I don't know, I wish it had a little bit more texture on it, because they have like these little lines going back. So I mean, it's not bad, but I just wish it had a different texture on it, just so I can have a better grip pushing downwards on it. But it's not that bad, honestly. The design and the frame, I mean, it's like a Glock. It's like a Glock with shape. It's like a curved Glock instead of a squared block. It actually has shape, so it's not that bad. The mag release is also ambidextrous. Also, you can swap them out either side, so that's pretty cool. You can have an ambidextrous mag release. The slide stop is ambi. Also, you can drop the slide from this side of the pistol. Also, my finger isn't strong enough to drop it. Ah, man. I'm not used to dropping it on the right side of the gun. I'm used to using my thumb. But it's ambi slide stop. Ambi, you can have ambi mag release. It's a good gun, man. It's a really good gun, man. I'm super impressed with it. It also has a round indicator also. So right here in this little hole that you see right here, that's a round in the chamber indicator. So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool feature too. I would still just do a press check just to make sure. It doesn't take much to do a press check. Just press it down. Just press it down like that, and you can see if there's a round in the chamber. So like I said, it's a cool feature to have. So in case you're not comfortable with doing press checks, you can look. But I just rather just do a press check and just verify that there's a round in the chamber. Okay, so let's talk about some of the negatives that I found with this pistol. One of the biggest negatives that I have with this pistol is the trigger. Just make sure I empty one more time. The trigger is it's almost like a factory Glock trigger, but it's a little bit better than a factory Glock trigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, the take up is horrible in this thing. Let's just look at the take up right here. Look at the take up. See, there it is. There's a wall. It's not the worst trigger out there, but it just have that take up just feels, it just kind of feels, it's just a long take up. But the break is pretty clean. When you actually break it, it's an actual pretty clean and short break. And then the reset is not that bad. There, the reset's right there. Break, reset, break, reset, break. So the one thing that I don't like about when it resets is that when it resets, it pushes your finger out a little bit. So you kind of have to come back on the wall just a little bit. Watch, let me see if I can show you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and break the shot. I'm gonna go ahead and go all the way to the reset. There's a reset. You see I push my finger forward and I have to come back on it, and then I have to come back on the wall just a little bit. It's not a lot. I just have to come back on the wall just a little bit, break that shot. Let's see if we can show you again. There's a reset, and then watch. See, that's the reset right there. Now look how I have to come back a little bit to the wall. See that right there? It's just a little bit, but that's the only thing. If they had a better trigger on here, this would be a phenomenal pistol. Like, this would be a phenomenal shooting pistol if they had a better trigger system. It's also as you can see, the MMP 2.0 also, it doesn't have the external safeties or whatever. It doesn't have any external safety, which is, I'm cool with that for a duty pistol, so I don't have to worry about any flipping on a safety switch, which is not a big deal, because after practicing and shooting my staccato for like the last year or so, I'm used to dropping that, just, you know, just the safety's right there by my thumb, and when I go into shooting position, I literally just naturally drop the safety down for the staccato, so that's not a big deal. Yeah, it has a striker safety, of course, the drop safety for the striker, and then it also have this trigger safety. As you can see, the trigger look like it's split in two pieces. It's like divided in two pieces. So in order for the trigger to the striker to release, if you just press this top part, it's not gonna work. You have to actually press the bottom part to release the trigger right there. So it has safety. So don't think that this doesn't have any safeties. It has the internal striker block safety, and then it has the trigger safety also. Other than the trigger, one of the things I don't like about, what else I don't like about it, I think it's just a little bit, I mean, I know for a duty pistol it's a good size. It's a really good size for a duty pistol. It's not too big, and then it's not too subcompact or whatever. But other than that, the grip, it took me a while to get used to just the grip itself. It just felt like different, because I'm just used to my Glocks and the staccatos, how they just had that blocky feel. I got used to that, and this is kind of like rounded, so it has like a little round, so that kind of was throwing me off a little bit. But like I said, once you get used to it, it's not a big deal, and it actually feels pretty good in the hand. So comparing this to a Glock trigger, let me see. Break. See, it just pushes. I just don't like how it pushes my finger forward, and when it resets, boom, and then you know you have to come back on it. It resets, and then you have to come back just a little bit. That's just the one thing that I'm not too fond about. Let me go ahead, break the shot so you guys can see. Reset. See, it's reset right there. Now look, I have to come back a little bit to the wall, just a little bit. You can barely see it, but it's just a little bit of play when it resets and you have to come back to the wall. It's just a little bit of play. It's not that bad. But let's compare it to a Glock. Let's go ahead, unload this. Unload it. So this is, even though this Glock 23 is customized, this is customized on the outside. The internals is all stock. The trigger is stock still. And let me see. There's the wall. Break the shot. Reset. Very distinct reset. And there's no coming back. And what the reset is there. So once you reset, it's already there. The Smith&Wesson, you have to come back just a little bit on to get on that wall, and it's already on the wall. That's exactly where it reset. And I just break the shot again. Reset, and you see it's there. It's already on the wall. So I take it back. It might have Glock factory triggers might be a little bit better in that aspect that once it resets, you don't have to come back a little on the wall. So the Glock trigger, actually, to me personally, the Glock trigger feels a little bit better. Honestly, I know a lot of people say Glock triggers are trash, but I've never had a problem with the Glock triggers. I really haven't. I shoot fine with the Glock. So there's a wall. One more time. Reset, and it's already there. It's on the wall again. I can take this shot again. I don't have to come back a little bit. So honestly, the Glock factory trigger, at least in the Glock 23, feels a little bit better than the Smith&Wesson trigger. Let's do this again. Smith&Wesson on the wall. Break the shot. Reset. And you see that? I have to come back a little bit on the wall. See that little play right there? So the trigger on the Smith&Wesson feels a little bit more smushy. Let's try the staccato. Let's see if the staccato. This is the staccato factory right here. It's factory trigger. All right. So I'm already on the wall. Did you see that? Look at that. Look at the take up. Look, I'm already on the wall. You see that? Like, look. I'm already on the wall. It barely moved. It barely moved. Now I'm gonna take the shot. Boom. You see that? It barely moved. Reset. It's already reset. Did you see that? This is why staccato is a better pistol. Did you see the reset? Look at it one more time. There. You go to the reset. Boom. It already reset before I barely even moved my finger. It already reset. See that? It's already on the wall. Boom. Take the shot. Reset. It's already. And so that's the difference between the staccatos and a lot of these other companies, man. Look at this reset. Look how far it has to travel. I mean, look at this take up. Boom. Look at that take up. You see how far you had to take up? Look how far it had to take up. And boom. But anyways, man, what do I feel about the Smith&Wesson? The Smith&Wesson is a good duty pistol. It could do with a better trigger. That's my biggest gripe with the Smith&Wesson, is that I just wish the trigger just felt better. It feels a little bit sloppier than a Glock. It feels like when it's in your hand, it feels better than a Glock because it doesn't have that little safety sticking out or whatever. So it feels better in your hand. It almost feels like a flat face trigger, but it's a lot more smooshier than a Glock trigger, which is one of the biggest things that I don't like about the Smith&Wesson pistol, man. But this is an awesome overall pistol. Like I said, we ran several thousand rounds through this thing. It held up to everything. We had to induce malfunctions. We had to make our own malfunctions because it would not malfunction with any ammo that we put in there. So it's a good pistol, man. It's honestly a good pistol. I'm a believer for Smith&Wesson. Now, would I choose the Smith&Wesson over my staccato? Probably not. You know, I'm probably gonna want to take my. I probably would want to use my staccato over my Smith&Wesson any day, over the Smith&Wesson any day. But it's a good pistol, man. It's a good pistol. I can't really say too much negative things about it. It's honestly a good pistol. Like I said, we're gonna be doing a night course next week, so I'm gonna let you guys know, give you guys a review on the light and the TLR1 light. It's burnt to the top, man. Even though you guys can see we burnt the finish off to the top, man. We shot so much, man, we burnt the finish off the top. But like I said, overall, it's a good pistol. I'm super impressed. I'm super duper impressed, man, with the Smith&Wesson. But stay tuned for the updated review after we do the night shooting and I do my TLR Streamlight review, duty review, and I'll let you guys know what I think, man. But anyways, man, it's your boy Stats Aren't Silly. Thank you guys for coming out, man. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys subscribe, make sure you guys turn on the notification bells so you guys get notified every time we drop another banging video. And remember, man, always be greater than you were yesterday. We live to train because we train to live. But most of all, you guys need to understand, you need to go out and shoot, you need to go out and train, you need to learn how to defend yourself, because you are your own first responders, because the police is not going to be there 3 o'clock in the morning. That very second you're getting assaulted, murdered, or raped, man. So you have to learn how to defend yourself. Make sure you stick up for your Second Amendment rights. Vote these politicians who are against firearms out of office, man. We need to protect our Second Amendment rights, man. It's your boy Stats Aren't Silly, and I'll see you guys in the next episode, man. Peace.